Jacob here with Sarracenia Northwest. A grower recently sent us a question about her Nepenthes. She writes, I'm not sure on the variety of Nepenthes I have. I've had it for 3 months and growing it outside for the summer. More than 50% of pitchers have brown tops. It's happy except for the browning of pitchers. The plant gets plenty of humidity and filtered sunlight. No fertilizer, only rainwater. The plant is in its original container and I live in South Carolina. The grower sent this question in early September, so the growing season was still underway in her region. Based on the photo she sent in, the plant is Nepenthes alata. I featured this plant in a couple of videos and you can find the links down below. It's a common variety that grows relatively quickly. It has long green leaves and red pitchers. The plant is very adaptable, which makes it an excellent plant for the first-time grower. Now we carry this plant, but the largest we send out is about this size in a 3-inch pot. On occasion, we might send out plants in a 6-inch pot like this, but typically they're in 3-inch pots just like you see here. Because of the size of the grower's plant, she likely got it from a local nursery in her area. Her plant looks very lush. It has a moderately sized vine and the leaves look healthy. They're shiny and green without any discoloration. Based on other plants in her yard, I can tell the grower is an avid gardener and has a good grasp on plant care. Overall, her plant looks very healthy. I don't see anything inherently wrong with her Nepenthes. However, her concern is the pitchers turning brown. This is a very normal occurrence. Pitchers on this variety of Nepenthes last for about 2 to 3 months before they start turning brown. Given that she had the plant for 3 months, it's likely that the ones turning brown were original pitchers at the time of her purchase. So I would expect to see those pitchers to start turning brown by now. With some varieties of Nepenthes, pitchers can last 6 to 12 months or sometimes longer. You'll see this type of longevity on very slow growing plants like Nepenthes truncata and its hybrids. As mentioned before, pitchers on alata last for only about 2 to 3 months, but the plant makes up for the shorter lifespan by growing quicker and producing more pitchers. New pitchers emerge from new leaves as the vine elongates. In the right environment, the alata can produce a new leaf every 2 weeks, whereas truncata and some of its hybrids would produce a new leaf every 2 to 6 months. Now, pitchers will also die off when the plant experiences a sudden change in environment, such as going from a cozy greenhouse to outside. When the change is sudden and different enough, Nepenthes will sometimes drop its older pitchers to help preserve the new growth. The grower didn't say how recently the pitchers started to die off, but I'm going to assume that acclimation is not an issue. Although pitchers lower down on the vine are turning brown, the leaves that they're on are green and healthy. The plant also has new leaves and pitchers higher up on the vine. So by all measures, this plant is healthy. If anything, the plant could use more sunlight. The pitchers should be red. We used to grow this plant outdoors under a tree where it got direct sunlight during the afternoon, and the pitchers were bright red. So if she wants to see the full potential of these pitchers, she should move her plant to a sunnier location. I also want to give this grower credit for saying the plant is getting lots of humidity. She lives along the coastal areas of South Carolina, and during the summer months, it's plenty humid there. Daytime relative humidity during the summer is typically 80%, which is ample humidity for Nepenthes. At our nursery in Oregon, day temperatures are mostly in the upper 80s, and the outdoor relative humidity is about 35% during the day and may drop below 20%. In the greenhouse, it will average about 10% higher. So our humidity is nowhere near that of South Carolina. And yet, our Nepenthes still produce lots of pitchers in these drier conditions. So kudos to the grower for ruling out low humidity for the brown pitchers on her plant. In this case, it's just the natural lifespan for the variety of plants she has. In another video, I'll talk more about humidity and Nepenthes. Going back to the dried pitchers, if your plant has dried pitchers and you're bothered looking at them, clip them off. Just do so at the tip of the leaf. It won't harm the plant to clip them off, nor will it harm the plant if you decide to keep the pitchers. It's a personal choice with each grower. In general, If you can't stand looking at it, cut it off. And because this grower has her Nepenthes growing outdoors, she'll eventually need to move it indoors well before the first frost of the season. Nepenthes is a tropical plant and should be protected from cold temperatures. If you want more information about growing Nepenthes, visit our website, growcarnivorousplants.com. We have care guides and the Volume 3 playlist, which is all about tropical pitcher plants. And while you're on our website, check out our current inventory of Nepenthes. The inventory changes monthly and seasonally, so if you want notifications of inventory updates, sign up for our newsletter or subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in another video.